Welcome to ERAtv, where we have a little fun with the movers and shakers of the Director of Response Business. I'm Craig Burnett here with Mark Weninger from Merkle. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Craig, it's a pleasure.
So, great conference, big attendance here at the Great Ideas Summit in Miami this year. What was your biggest revelation today from you were a panelist in the Real Men and Women of Advertising. What was your biggest revelation today?
Yeah, great question. I would say for me, Craig, it was validation that the strategies, the marketing strategies, the communication strategies that are driving today's movements within retailing and electronic retailing are customer strategies. You know, you think back to where a lot of brands kind of gained their footing in the 1950s and 60s. It was through massive media pushes. Tide, Chevrolet, Marlboro, tremendous brands built by the power of media saturation. Several years ago in the 90s, it was the age of the channel that kind of took over. So great brands like Geico and Amazon and Netflix kind of reinvented the way in which brands and consumers were talking with one another. Today, as we sit here, it is clear that it is the age of the customer, that customers no longer just want to kind of belong to a marketing conversation, they want to help create it, they want to help shape it. So a creative strategy in today's environment is in fact a consumer strategy.
So you were a pioneer in creating, combining the brand marketing that you spoke of with that one-on-one communication. Is that going to help us as we basically invade the consumer's lives with more and more touch points? Is that going to help them because they feel like they're being specifically targeted and they'll mind being advertised to less?
Yeah, it's a great question, Craig. I think from our perspective at Merkle, the boundaries are blurring. The lines are getting harder and harder to kind of distinguish, and the threads are getting harder to pull apart. So a creative experience, a communications experience, a marketing experience for a consumer is so now intertwined with the technology platform that enables it, with the strategy that drives it, with the data and analytics that inform it. Increasingly, those lines are so blurry and so intertwined that I think it's impossible for either marketers or customers to kind of segment or separate. And as a result, as we move kind of boldly into this new era, I think that convergence will very much continue to play a part in the way in which communications come to life.
Yeah. Now, Merkle is the largest privately held agency.
We are.
Yeah. So how do you keep the one-on-one relationship with your clients who are coming to you for help?
It's been a tremendous emphasis of ours over the last year and a half or so, Craig, to wrap our arms around our clients as tightly as we suggest they wrap their arms around their customers. We have some pretty clear and strict kind of metrics in the way in which we're measuring client satisfaction. We've got dedicated initiatives underway to make sure that we're delivering well with our clients. We have models and, in fact, dedicated roles in place within the agency to help drive the quality of the engagement, to help monitor the way in which we are ideating and executing for the client. So I think taking our own advice as relationship marketers is very much something that's alive and active within the culture.
And oddly enough, a lot of experts in their particular fields don't listen to their own advice sometimes.
It's true.
How does that work? What do you think is the biggest challenge overall facing our industry today? I mean, it used to be you run a spot on the talking box, people call, and 3 weeks later they get their stuff. It's really complicated now. There's aspects of this that are really scaring people and causing them to maybe pull back a little bit. What are some of the biggest challenges do you think they face?
I would say, in a nutshell, Craig, relative to the communications experience, right, the marketing experience for the customer, we are overwhelmed with the number of kind of messages or options available to us now as consumers at any given point. And as a result, from my perspective, the challenge here is not only breaking through, but it's saying something that is more than relevant. If relevancy is all we're shooting for, if relevancy is the bar, I honestly believe we will have failed as marketers. I think we're at a point where there are a lot of relevant options. The question is at what degree that encounter becomes meaningful or persuasive. So hyper relevance, to me, seems the challenge, which is why a communications platform or experience based on deep customer insight and knowledge and enabled through smart technology is clearly going to usher the way for the successful marketers to kind of make their way through this environment.
Is it enough to have just one creative for a particular product, or are you suggesting that people fine-tune their creative for the different platforms that it'll be delivered on?
Brands are single premises. Brands are powerful entities, but they are done wrongly. They can be a bit monolithic. The fact of the matter is today, we as marketers, are equipped to deliver massively personalized distributions of a single brand experience, and this is what technology, this is what the contemporary kind of experience creation architecture allows, and clearly I think this is the way that brands are going to live in one-on-one conversations with consumers and customers as we move forward.
It's an exciting time, isn't it?
It certainly is. Happy to be part of it.
All right, Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Craig, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on ERAtv. I'm Craig Burnett. We'll see you next time.